Guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing this all-new fully loaded 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit with the HEMI.
And a huge thanks to Zach and the rest of the management and staff here at Ford of Port Richey for making this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car or truck in the Port Richey, Tampa, Clearwater area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for Zach.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Grand Cherokee has been Jeep's midsize SUV since 1993. Unlike most body-on-frame SUVs at the time, the Grand Cherokee has been a rear-wheel drive-based unibody since its conception. The 5th generation Grand Cherokee that you see here was released in 2021 for the long wheelbase 3-row version, 2022 last year for the standard 2-row that you see here. The 2023 Grand Cherokee starts with a 2-wheel drive Laredo with a base price of $41,530, coming standard with rear parking sensors, a Uconnect 5 system with an 8.4-inch touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, full LED lights, and a 10.25-inch digital gauge cluster. The top trims for the 2023 Grand Cherokee are the Summit and the Summit Reserve. The Summit 4x4 that you see here starts at $64,205. Here we get standard park assist for perpendicular and parallel parking, available air suspension, a 360-degree camera, 16-way adjustable heated and cooled massage front seats, a 10.1-inch touchscreen, a standard 9-speaker Alpine sound system, and an available 19-speaker Macintosh, which puts out 950 watts. We also get a black roof and 4-zone climate control. The Summit Reserve also gets everything that you get from the Summit, plus all the available options. It gets everything standard, plus 21-inch trims and a standard dual-pane sunroof. But here we have the regular Summit 4x4, the base price of $64,205. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So before we even mention the front styling, we have an available 5.7-liter HEMI here for this 2023 Grand Cherokee. You can't even build the 2023 Grand Cherokee anymore, the 5.7-liter HEMI. So if you want the HEMI in the Grand Cherokee, this is one of the last available 2023s that you're going to be able to get. But as you mentioned, this is the Summit trim level. We have really fancy front styling with the chrome outlets for the black grille and some chrome accents for the actual inserts for the grille. Front-facing camera, Jeep badge right above it, full LED for the headlights, the high and low beam, LED daytime running strip right up top. It's not actually flickering in real life. That's just the way the camera picks it up. Full LED fog lights, full front parking sensing. We get the 360 here for the Summit, and a sensor for the advanced safety features right up front. Really clean looking front end styling. We'll take one more step back. Hopefully you can really pick it up. The wheel and tire setup, also pretty impressive. We get these beefy 20-inch rims wrapped in Pirelli Scorpion Verde all-season tires. I like the Y spokes for the rims. Dimensions for the tires being 265/50 R20, beefy front brake caliper too, additional sensor for the side sensor helping out at 360, no plastic cladding for the wheel well, really cleaning up the side profile for a luxurious premium look. For off-road capability, not really going to affect it, but you will get a couple more rock chips and paint chips if you do take this SUV off-road, but I'm sure nobody buys a Summit with the intention of taking it off-road. You buy it for the more luxurious Grand Cherokee feel. Taking a step closer, we have blacked out mirrors, all blacked out roof, blacked out B-pillar and C-pillar, subtle aluminum trim which separates the roof from the pillars, and we have some more of that subtle aluminum trim for the bottom part of the mirror. LED turn signal on the mirror, additional camera to help out the 360. The glass fills up the entire frame, blind spot monitoring on the frame, smart access for all 4 doors, some shiny chrome for the bottom trim, Grand Cherokee badge with an American flag right to the side of it. Same rear wheel and tire setup, the only difference is a smaller brake caliper. The dimensions are still 265/50 R20s. The gas cap is push to open with easy fill. I recommend putting premium fuel for this HEMI, but I'm sure it could still take 87 relatively safely. Out rear, full LED taillights, 4x4 badge. Shout out Ford of Port Richey for making this review possible. Full rear parking sensing with additional side sensor too. Dual exhaust tips. Tow hitch, I'll leave a link right here, show you what this SUV is rated to tow. Summit badge in the corner, Jeep, separating the 2 LED taillights, and an additional camera underneath the 3rd brake light for the camera mirror, also available here for the Summit trim. But we'll take a squat back here, fire up this 5.7-liter HEMI, and hear how she sounds. All right guys, that was the sound of the 5.7-liter HEMI sold by Jeep for the 2023 Grand Cherokee Summit. not even available to be built with a 5.7 liter Hemi anymore. So really nice to see it here, cranking out 360 horsepower, 390 pound-feet of torque, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. You can expect to tow up to 7,200 pounds, which is an impressive number. You can expect 0 to 60 around 6 seconds, maybe a little bit quicker if you get a really good launch. But what you see is basically what we get. We get hydraulic struts here for the Summit. Thumbs up by me. We can shut this hood right down, take one more step back, take one last look at the side profile of this 2023 Grand Cherokee Summit. It's a beautiful SUV, especially with the black roof. Hopefully I can pick up that panoramic moonroof up there for you guys, but we'll check that out in the interior if you can't pick it up outside. Speaking of the interior, taking a step inside of this near top trim Summit Grand Cherokee. We get soft touch materials up top, genuine wood for the center, aluminum door handle, 2-person memory seats, and a button for the massage function too. A piece of aluminum separates the wood from the leather. We get quilted, diamond quilted, contrast stitched brown leather here for the middle portion, gushy soft for the armrest, 4-window auto one touch, power folding mirrors, 4-way adjustable, 19-speaker Macintosh sound system with 950 watts. This sound system is insane. Massive storage down below. You'll fit a foot long with no problem, probably not 2 because it's not very tall, and you'll fit a 24-ounce water bottle to wash it down. Taking a step inside, we have an illuminated Summit nameplate. The seats are also diamond quilted, very comfortable. We have a Summit stitched in the top part of the seat. Perforated, heated, and ventilated massage seats, fully adjustable. 4-way lumbar, you can recline, drop, lift, and slide the seats, plus adjustable thigh support. Really impressive seats, but I guess you would expect that for a near top trim Grand Cherokee. Taking a step inside, we can really check it out because it is a hot day. Get this car running, AC running, everything fires right to life. Grand Cherokee on the digital gauge cluster, Jeep on the 10.1-inch touchscreen. We'll turn this air down by a couple so you guys can hear a little bit. The cool seats are huge thumbs up by me, especially in hot days like today. It only says 83 degrees, but it feels closer to 90. But first thing we notice, the steering wheel, we still get that brown contrast stitching, even for the horn area, leather horn. Really premium feeling interior. The steering wheel itself is very thick, solid 10-2 bolstering notch, 9-3. Doesn't feel great, kind of feels a little bit like a 5th generation Explorer steering wheel. The thumb slide is solid, it just doesn't really cave in for the back of your hand as well as I would like. The horn area has this black piano black Jeep badge outlined in aluminum. The horn itself, very aggressive sounding horn. People should definitely be getting out of your way. We'll do a window check, see if we get dual panes. We do. Nice premium touch here for a Summit trim. Get the windows back up. Auto one touch for all 4 if we didn't mention, but I'm pretty sure we did mention. On the left side, we have our infotainment adjustments. Right now we're looking at pitch and roll, vehicle dynamics, terrain status, pitch and roll again. We can go down, check out the music. No stored messages for the phone, screen setup, heads up display settings, night vision. That's pretty cool. And our average fuel economy, it's actually pretty good average fuel economy considering there's over 6,000 miles on this Grand Cherokee and we have a 5.7 liter V8 engine. Continuing along, we have trip information, map display, only going to work when the GPS is hooked up, but it's still nice to get the map. This is probably my personal favorite screen to look at all times because we still get a digital speedo right up top and we don't really need a tach for an automatic transmission. We have paddle shifters too though. They are not the largest, but they still do the job for this 8-speed automatic transmission. On the right side, radar cruise control, active steering, and the adjustments for the cruise control. To the left of the steering wheel, automatic headlamps, interior brightness, parking brake, auto tilt and telescoping steering wheel, and hopefully you can get a good look at your pedals down below. The stocks, not the most satisfying click. They're solid. We have auto headlamps on the stocks and auto rain sensing wipers, all appreciated features. The dashboard has more of that wood trim to the left of it. Up top, leather stitching with contrast stitching, full leather stitched dashboard, gushy soft with more of that brown contrast stitching. Up top over here, we can turn off our lane keep assist. We can turn off our traction control, 2 hazards, turn off your parking sensors and your automatic parking, all up top. 10.1-inch touchscreen. The response is excellent. The home screen shows us as soon as it loads up, shows us the map and music at all times. Media shows us just the music. Comfort shows us our climate control settings. Again, as soon as it loads up, it takes a second. Navigation, which is my personal favorite to look at all times. We'll probably leave it here. The response for the screen, excellent. It responds left and right just like an iPhone. Big thumbs up for this new Uconnect 5 system. Phone, nothing's connected, but you can connect it. Vehicle, you see rear view camera, mirror dimmer, surround camera, forward facing camera, all adjustable. Off-road, you can launch off-road pages. See what that does? Here we have vehicle dynamics, our steering angle, transfer case, and the rear axle locker. Beneath that are accessory gauges, seeing our coolant temp, oil pressure, trans temp, and battery voltage. Four-wheel drive high with our longitude and latitude and altitude all beneath. Pitch and roll, you can see at all times, 0 pitch, 1% roll or 1 degree roll. Select terrain. Beneath that, suspension. We have full air suspension here for the Summit trim. Forward-facing camera, you can see at all times with guidance lines and trajectory. It's a self-cleaning camera. You press this clean button, and as you see, just wiped it off with some water. Now it's blurry, but not a big deal. You can also press this button, check out the backup camera. I don't think you can clean the backup camera, but check out how crisp that resolution is. It takes up the entire screen, guidance lines, and trajectory. You can exit out of here. You also get apps. You can press this button, check out all the apps we get. Hopefully you get a good idea of all the apps you have on this Grand Cherokee Summit. Quite a few of them. You can pause, take a look at all these. As we mentioned, my personal favorites look at all times be the nav, so we'll leave it right over here. It shows us a gas station and the price at the gas station. I guess that's appreciated. More wood trim surrounding the engine start stop button. Hard buttons for the heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, dual zone automatic climate control up front and out back. We have a true quad zone climate control in this Grand Cherokee Summit. Defrosters and the location for the vents all beneath. You can press this button and it exposes 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, an aux port, and a 12-volt wireless charger in the center. The gear selector controls the 8-speed automatic transmission. It is a dial. We can check out the backup camera real quick. We get a great resolution and a 360, both with guidance lines and trajectory. 5 different views for the backup camera, forward-facing camera, a different view for the forward-facing camera with a 360 top view. And you can just look at a full screen for the rear view camera too. You throw it into drive, it returns us to the home screen, throw it back into park, and we stay in the home screen. 5 different drive modes. We have rock, sand, mud, snow, auto, and sport. We'll start the review off in auto, transition to sport to see what the differences are. Brake hold, 4-wheel drive low, and a fully adjustable air suspension. I'll try to show you guys the difference between the lowest and the highest setting. Beneath that, hill descent control and a compass. Press this button, and it exposes 2 cup holders with pushy things to keep your drinks in place. They're octagon stop sign shaped cup holders. I'd expect you to fit 20, maybe 24-ounce cups or bottles in there with no problem. You shut this thing right back up. The armrest is gushy soft leather with contrast brown stitching. You can open it up, check out the space, 2 tiers of storage. You'll fit a couple iPhones in the top tier. It's lined with felt. The bottom tier is very deep. I'd expect you to fit 4 2-liter bottles of soda in there, impressive amount of space, and also lined with felt. The glove box, above the glove box, we have genuine wood trim with aluminum beneath it, more of that leather with the brown contrast stitching. Air vents run flushly through the center and on the right side. Unfortunately, all the materials down here are all hard plastic. I would expect some type of soft padded material at this price point, but opening it up, we have some felt. For the glove box, decent amount of space. You'll fit 15, 20 license plates in there. No problem. Under a size 10, you should fit a pair of shoes. Camera mirror, that's a nice feature. If you don't like the camera mirror, you can just disable it and look at it out of it like an old school mirror. It's frameless and of course auto dimming, the adjustments for it right outside. The garage homelink settings on the mirror visor, the interior lights are LED. We can open up the shade for this massive panoramic moonroof. It doesn't open up, it does open up automatically. You just got to click it twice, press one more time, and it should open up the rest of the way. Cool, absolutely massive moonroof. The front panel of glass is also huge. It looks like it goes out well into the second row. We'll open up the actual glass. It goes on top of the second panel, so it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. We'll see how far it goes, see if it goes out any further. It does. Wow, so well into the second row for the opening, massive opening. We'll poke our way out of here. Beautiful day today in Port Richey. It is sunny and 83 degrees with barely any wind. Look how wide that moonroof opens up. Huge thumbs up to Chrysler, to Jeep for just the attention to detail so far for what we've seen in this SUV. We can shut this moonroof right up. That's about it for the front seat of this 2023 Grand Cherokee Summit. If I happen to miss any features, I'll leave a link right here to the window sticker. Unfortunately, this is a used car, so there's no printed out window sticker, but I'll leave a link in this video right here. Hopefully you can pick up all the features and the optional features. This is a fully loaded Summit with a 5.7 liter HEMI. You can step out of here, check out the back seat of this 2023 Grand Cherokee Summit, check out the cargo space, and then take this car out for a drive. So up top, out back, still soft touch material, genuine wood trim beneath that, aluminum door handle, 2 speakers, on the door panel. Diamond quilted center portion, gushy soft leather for the armrest, auto one touch for the mirror, 2 tiers of storage. You'll fit some snacks, car accessories up top, and a 6-inch sub with a 20-ounce water bottle to wash it down. Taking a step inside, no nameplate, but the seats are still beautiful. Diamond quilted, white contrast for the sides, perforated for the center. They're not ventilated, but I believe they are. Heated seats even out rear. Taking a step inside, sitting behind my seat settings, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, and I still have at least 4 inches of knee room, plenty of room for my feet. Headroom, I have at least 2-3 inches of it. Full adjustable quad zone climate control. The left side and the right side are all individually adjustable with heated rear seats too. The seats back here, you can't slide them back and forth, but you can recline them. So check this out. If I recline the seats, I can basically lay down back here, be extremely comfortable in the back of this super luxurious Grand Cherokee Summit. The center console has air vents and 2 additional air vents in both of the B pillars. So the back seat passengers are gonna be nice and cool. We have an AC adapter. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. 2 USB-C and 2 USB-A ports to pass through for the 4x4 system and the exhaust, possibly cargo nets behind both of the front seats. The center cubby, you can pull the string. Pretty soft leather, 2 cup holders. You'll fit 20-ounce water bottles with these pushy things to keep the drinks in place. Ton of light brought into the cabin thanks to this massive panoramic moonroof. You take a quick look at the interior light, also LED. It's like a projector style LED too. Very cool, very premium. You can take a quick look at the cargo space, see how much space is offered back there, and then take this 2023 Grand Cherokee Summit HEMI. On the right side of the tailgate, I was pressing the wrong button, but you press the button and it opens right up. It gives you a second to move out of the way if you got grocery bags in your hands so you don't get smacked by the tailgate. But as you see, very large floor. Unfortunately, it's a pretty high step-in. It's about as high as the Expedition, about 4 or 5 inches from my knee. Most dogs will still have no problem hopping back here. We have an additional subwoofer for this beefy sound system. Secret storage, you can take a look underneath here. We have a spare tire with a little bit of secret storage right outside of it. A nice pocket for a grocery bag so your stuff's not just flying around in the trunk. This is the button to close the trunk, which is a really convenient location considering you don't have to lift your arm all the way up if you have grocery bags in your hands. We have more speakers on the trunk itself, an additional 12 volt, hopefully you can pick it up on camera, so if you have an electrical cooler that keeps your stuff cool electrically like a refrigerator, you can plug it in. As we mentioned, the button is right here to close the tailgate. Very convenient location. It gives you a second so you don't have to worry about getting doofed in the head. I appreciate that, Jeep. But that's about it for the inside and outside of this 2023 fully loaded Grand Cherokee Summit. It's not a Summit Reserve, but it basically is. And with this 5.7 liter HEMI, I can't wait to take this car out for a drive. Speaking of that, let's take this 2023 Grand Cherokee Summit out for a drive. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit, fully loaded Summit with the 5.7 liter HEMI and air suspension. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impressions though, I forgot to mention the heads-up display. We do get a heads-up display right there in the center. I may have mentioned something about it when we were going over the infotainment screen, but we have a true heads-up display, very responsive throttle with this 5.7. The 0 to 60 times with the 5.7 compared to 3.6 aren't drastically different. I've seen times around 6.5, 6.6 with the 3.6, but around 6.1 with the 5.7. But just driving this car around, this feels so much more noticeably powerful compared to the 3.6 that those 0 to 60 numbers to me just don't make a whole lot of sense. All right, guys, we can try an acceleration off the line in normal mode, not sport, but off the line on the gas. Oh yeah. Woo! This thing can get up and go. You got a twisty coming up. We'll see how it handles it. The brakes feel nice and sharp. The steering feels okay. It's not great, but it's pretty good steering for a pretty large SUV. The ride quality feels excellent, and the body roll with this air suspension is surprisingly limited. We're still just in auto mode. We haven't put it into sport. We'll see how it is in auto. Throwing it in, the steering feels decent, predictable. Ride quality is fantastic. This air suspension does such a good job absorbing bumps. Wow. We'll try it out in sport, see if it gets a little stiffer. But in auto, it feels fantastic. Boom. It's like nothing. We'll try out the turning radius, see what we got. Just throwing it in. Wow, sharp turning radius. Nice. Look at this. This is a big SUV that can turn pretty sharply. All right, let's throw it into sport. Sport mode. The suspension should tighten up a little bit.
and we'll see how it feels. Steering gets a tiny bit heavier. Suspension feels a tiny bit stiffer, but it still feels decently composed over the speed bumps. Boom. Yeah, it's a little bit stiffer, noticeably stiffer, but not a whole lot. It's still very soft ride quality, even in sport mode. We'll take a step out here. Hopefully try an acceleration off the line in sport mode. Let this guy go, give him a little bit of space. Nobody's behind us, so we're fine. Ready? Off the line, on the gas. Oh yeah. Yeah. I like the sound of this 5.7 liter Hemi. Throwing it in way quicker. Oh, the body roll's limited. This screaming V8. I like it. If I was going with the Grand Cherokee, I would try my absolute best to get the 5.7. I know it's tough to build a Grand Cherokee right now with a 5.7. I checked Chrysler's website and I just simply didn't see it. But it's such a cool motor. The 4xe is also a great motor. Makes a ton of power. Makes even more torque than this. But I really like this engine. We could try out the suspension in sport over some big bumps. Then we'll try it out in auto, see how it changes up. You can hear that air suspension letting out some air. But big bumps, handles them very well. Throw it right back into auto. Suspension should soften up a little bit. Okay. Huge bumps back in auto. Wow, it feels a lot softer. Yeah, auto makes a big difference with the softness of the suspension. For daily driving, I'd probably leave it in auto. If you're trying to show off to your friends, maybe hit some high-speed twisties, yeah, throw it into sport. But auto feels so luxurious in this SUV. All right, guys, we'll take a step out into this highway, open her up a little bit more. On the gas. Woo! And we get a red light. We'll try an acceleration off the line. All right, guys, on the gas. Oh yeah. Oh, that motorcycle's racing. He got me. But okay, that was surprisingly close. We can all admit this Grand Cherokee can move. Try out a real-world turning radius. Boom. Super sharp on the gas. Whoop. This transmission is snappy. It shifts really quickly. And at highway speeds, wind noise and road noise, both of them hardly exist. We got one more red light. We'll try, I guess, one more acceleration off the line. Try it out with the paddle shifters, and then I guess wrap things up. All right, guys, off the line, about half throttle. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, they respond pretty quickly, but that first and second response was really delayed. And I think it may have actually bounced off the rev limiter. We'll try out a downshift. Third gear pull. On the gas. Oh, yeah. Impressive torque here. We got to slow down. We're going a little bit too quick. But overall, if you're looking for a top-level luxury SUV with a V8 engine, but you're not looking to pay more than 65, 70, 75,000 bucks, this is probably the best way to go. Most V8 top-level luxury SUVs are going to run you just about, if not over, 100,000 bucks. This is a serious level luxury vehicle. Leather everywhere. Almost 1,000-watt sound system. 10.25-inch digital gauge cluster. 10.1-inch touchscreen. Great navigation response. A 3D system. It is a beautiful SUV too, with the black and white contrast. 20-inch rims, and let's not forget that 5.7 liter Hemi, which sounds insane, makes a very healthy 360 horsepower, 390 pound-feet of torque, and it sounds sick. It can tow about 1,000 pounds more than the 3.6. I would definitely recommend checking it out. And I like the Summit. You can load up a Summit pretty well, and it'll still cost just about as much, if not less, than a Summit Reserve. If you're looking for a top-level luxury SUV with a V8, with an absurd sound system, I would definitely recommend checking out the 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit. And a big thanks to Zach at Ford of Port Richey for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa, Port Richey, Clearwater area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for Zach, And huge thanks to all of you for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.